Breaking news this hour, 2 journalists from a CBS affiliate TV channel have been shot dead in Virginia in the US during a live interview. Also ahead, Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel is booed by protesters who are furious over a promise to do more to accommodate migrants in the country. Got live comment coming up hopefully this hour about that whole big migrant problem right now. And also, too, we're covering the plight of women and children turned into sex slaves by Islamic State. It's triggered a campaign now to try to free the captives. We speak to the man behind the scheme. Just turned 5 p.m. here in Moscow. Thanks for being with RT International. I'm Kevin Owen. We'll start with more on that breaking news I mentioned just now. That a TV crew's been shot dead while doing their job in Virginia in the US. It happened during a live interview. Well, reporter Alison Parker and cameraman Adam Ward were conducting an interview at a shopping centre when an unknown gunman shot and killed them. Police are searching for the perpetrator right now. Both journalists work for the CBS affiliate TV channel in Virginia. Captured, sold and raped. That's been the fate of thousands of women and children from Christian, Yazidi and other religious minorities since they fell into the hands of Islamic State in the Iraqi city of Mosul last year. Appalled them by the crimes, one man now has decided to help those who've been turned into sex slaves reunite with their families. The organisation uses crowd-funded donations to pay for the captives' release, but doesn't have any direct contact with or pay ransoms to ISIL fighters, apparently. We asked the founder of the initiative how the scheme works in a bit more detail.
The children are taken by ISIS during the caliphate takeover. They were sold at market to civilians and they were sold to individuals. Those individuals and civilians have been raping them for the past year, have been killing them, have been beheading them, have been burning them. We have devised through our group on the ground, we have a team, CYCI team, that has made contacts inside the caliphate. And those contacts go back to these owners of these girls that have bought them. And they actually negotiate their release by 2 potential ways: by reasoning with them or by refunding them the amount of monies they paid. So we are not funding, we are refunding them.
And life comes cheap too. These people are being traded by terrorists for around $160. Well, in comparison, groups like Islamic State and Al-Qaeda on average normally reportedly demand $10 million for a foreign prisoner. Steve Mammon again says he felt forced to act as governments he thought were not doing enough to help save enslaved women and children.
The families that we took out want to be shielded. They don't want people to know that their daughters have been raped. They don't want the world to know who they are. They want their children to be married and have a chance at life. And this is the only means right now to be able to negotiate the release of these children until the forces of this world unite to get rid of ISIS and the caliphate. Let's save them while we can. This is my message.
Even though the group does not have direct contact, as we were saying, with ISIL, there are fears, though, that its methods could lead to unintended consequences. To talk about that, Max Abrams, he's a terrorist expert. He told us the group will continue to benefit from the slave trade.
I do not intend on criticizing those who are providing the money because their heart is in the right place. They're not responsible for this tragedy, quite the opposite. What I'm criticizing is the strategy of paying because that will only reinforce the strategic logic of seizing more Yazidi women. All points in this chain are complicit and should not be benefiting from this outrageous behavior.
Joint efforts to try to tackle terrorism and mediate peace talks on Syria are topping the agenda as Vladimir Putin hosts key Arab leaders today. Less than an hour ago, in fact, the Russian president wrapped up talks with his Egyptian counterpart. Let's get abreast of what's been said today. RT's Murad Gazdiev has been listening in. Hi there, Murad. Take us through the highlights then.
Well, Russia's pushing for an international, all-inclusive, a large coalition to bring the fight to the Islamic State. And what happened today is the Egyptian president agreed with Vladimir Putin that that needs to be done. They also agreed that the Syrian government must be brought in. It must be included in this coalition. And the plan is actually, it's gathering support. This is the third meeting between Vladimir Putin and an Arab leader in the past few days. The United Arab Emirates heir apparent, the next in line for the throne, he met with Vladimir Putin. He expressed his support. He also met with the King of Jordan yesterday. He was quite frank about what he thinks Russia should do. He placed a lot of responsibility on Moscow, saying Russia has a responsibility to bring the warring Syrian sides together so they can talk.
I have believed that the only way we can find a solution for Syria is the vital role that you and your country play to find a political solution for all parties, and the vital role that you and Russia have been playing for such a long time and continue to play to bring stability to our region.
President Assad of Syria has also commented. He's expressed hope that this coalition will be put together. He says the danger emanating from the Islamic State is very, very severe. But he also has his own fears.
The most important thing to do is to create an alliance to battle terrorism. Any alliance, steps, measures or talks that could help to stop the bloodshed in Syria must be an absolute priority for us. The most important thing is a tangible result. However, if countries who support terrorists become part of this alliance, it's logical to say that nothing would be achieved.
The rest of the meeting between Vladimir Putin and the Egyptian president, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, it was, you know, they kept the protocol. They agreed to increase partnerships, nuclear energy projects, but they ended on a serious note. The urgency that's needed in combating the Islamic State, an organization that they agreed was a threat to us all.
Thanks for the update there on the meetings today. Appreciate it.